Were you ever having an important conversation through text and the person responded with a one word text like, okay, and immediately you were left wondering if something was wrong? With most of us communicating every day through texting, emails, social media apps, that does not guarantee that our tone is going to translate well through a screen. Because of that, messages that were meant to be neutral or harmless are often misunderstood. Digital communication plays a huge role in today's society, in our relationships, at our jobs, and how we emotionally react to others. So, today I'll be explaining why tone is often misunderstood in digital communication, why digital messages increase emotional misinterpretation, and what we can do to help reduce these misunderstandings. In digital communication, people rely on punctuation, timing, and formatting to replace the tone, but all of those cues are highly subjective. When we communicate face to face, we rely on tone of voice, the facial expressions, and the other person's body language. In texting, all of that disappears. So people start looking for meaning in punctuation. But research shows that people often assign emotional meaning to things like periods, emojis, capitalization, even though these cues don't have consistent emotional meaning. Message timing also plays a role in all of this. When responses are delayed, people often assume the sender is annoyed, avoiding them, or they're just simply not interested at all, even when there was no negative intent there. This device carries most of our communication, but it removes all the emotional cues that we normally rely on. Digital communication also prioritizes efficiency over clarity, which increases the likelihood of emotional misinterpretation. Texting messaging apps encourage short, fast responses. While this is convenient, it leaves very little room for explanation or any emotional context. When messages are brief or vague, people are more likely to misinterpret the sender's intent. And psychology research shows that when context is missing, people tend to interpret messages based on how they are already feeling rather than what the sender actually meant. This means the same message can feel very different depending on the reader's emotional state. Providing additional context or choosing a different communication method can help reduce misunderstandings. Adding even a small amount of clarification can make a huge difference on how a message is going to be received. Research shows that providing brief context or emotional clarification reduces misinterpretation in digital messages. In situations that involve emotions or sensitive topics, switching to something like a phone call or a FaceTime often improves emotional understanding because the tone and the facial expressions are restored. Digital misunderstandings happen because tone is replaced with punctuation and timing. Clarity is sacrificed for speed, and people end up feeling an emotional meaning when the context is missing. So the next time a digital message feels unclear, pause before reacting and consider whether adding context or choosing a different form of communication will help in this situation. If you're feeling anxious when you receive a simple okay, ask yourself whether something is even wrong or whether the tone is just simply missing.